A battle-tested design built for the field. Gentlemen, today I've got two rugged field watches ready for action. The Rdunae RA03 and the RA05. But which one deserves a spot on your wrist? And here's the kicker. I've got an exclusive discount code for you. Use WS10 at checkout and get 10% off your order. Huge thanks to the Rdunae team for sponsoring this video. I will put the link to the watches in the descriptions. This is a special affiliate link. You won't pay any extra and it would help the channel a lot. To keep things simple, I'll refer to the RAW3 as the R3 and the RAW5 as the R5 throughout this video. The R3 has a 34.5mm case, 10.5mm thickness and a 41.7mm lug-to-lug. The R5 has a 36mm case, 11.6mm thickness and a 44mm lug-to-lug. The lug width for both watches is 18mm. Despite the size difference, both were quite similarly. However, the R3 feels noticeably more comfortable thanks to its thinner case profile, slipping effortlessly under any cuff. Both watches are crafted from stainless steel, but they bring different finishes to the table. The R3 has a matte finish and has minimal wrist presence, ideal for those who prefer a low-key look. The small crown keeps proportions in check. The R5, on the other hand, has a polished finish with a fluted bezel, giving it a distinct vintage vibe reminiscent of the Hanhart 417 or the Oris pointer date. The oversized crown provides an excellent grip and ease of use. The R5 feels more robust with a stronger wrist presence thanks to its combination of a polished case, fluted bezel and a large crown. But is that just in my head? You tell me. Both watches feature a domed mineral crystal, enhancing their vintage charm while slightly adding to the overall thickness. This is where personal preference really kicks in. Both dials offer unique features. The R3 has a fully loomed second hand, and that's something you rarely see. The R5 has fully loomed indices with the dot markers at every hour. Both watches use Japanese Luminova, ensuring solid legibility. However, the R3 larger font and sword-shaped hands make it easier to read in daylight, while the R5 loomed indices give it the upper hand in the dark. The smaller military sub-hour markers on the R5 might be tricky to read for those with weaker eyesight. Both watches come on nylon straps, a bit stiff at first, but breaking in nicely after a few days of wear. They are comfortable and durable, but the multicolor design might not be for everyone. Personally, I think these watches would look killer on a solid black or khaki green strap. If any of you swap them out, I would love to see some wrist shots. Both models use the Miyota Super 2035 quartz movement by Citizen, a reliable Japanese-made movement with a 4-year battery life. It's a replaceable movement, but at this price point that's expected. However, Rdunae has updated the R3 with a VH31 movement, which ticks 4 times per second, mimicking an automatic watch. This upgrade comes at slightly higher cost, and they removed the fully loomed second hand, which could be a deal breaker for some. When it comes to wearing these watches daily, the R3 just disappears on the wrist. It's light, compact and slides effortlessly under a sleeve. That fully loomed second hand is such a cool touch, something you don't see often. It's the kind of watch you put on and forget you're wearing until you check the time and admire its simple, functional beauty. The proportions are spot on, and if you love vintage military aesthetics without the bulk, this one nails it. On the other hand, the R5 makes a statement. The polished case, fluted bezel and the larger size give it more presence. It's still comfortable, but you feel it a bit more on the wrists. The lume on the indices is fantastic, making it a solid choice for nighttime visibility. It has that old school charm, but with a bit more wrist presence for those who like their watches to stand out. The stock strap isn't for everyone. It's functional, sure, but I would swap it out for something a little more refined, maybe a nice leather or single pass NATO to better complement the watch's style. If I had to nitpick the R5, I would say I wish Rdunae had gone with sapphire instead of mineral crystal. At this price, it's understandable though, but it would have elevated the watch's durability and scratch resistance. The slightly smaller sub-hour markers might be a challenge for some, especially if you prefer a quick glance readability. Personally, I love the aesthetics of the R5. The polished case, fluted bezel and oversized crown give it that vintage flash, and with my 16.5cm wrist, I can pull it off. But when it comes to comfort, the R3 wins. Its lightweight build and compact size makes it effortless to wear. Plus, the fully lumed second hand is a rare and cool touch. If you prefer a rugged military style watch with a bold look, the R5 is for you. If you want something subtle and vintage inspired, the R3 is a better choice. But I am curious, which one would you pick? Maybe you're like me and can decide, so you get both. If you already own one and have done a strap swap, drop me a wrist shot in the comments. I would love to see it. And if you're enjoying the video, like and subscribe to help me make more content for other watch enthusiasts just like you.